It muted me. All right. Nope, Patrice, you're not the only one. Patrice, Miguel, thank you. You've been helpful. I don't know what happened, but we got that worked out. All right, so give me a thumbs up. Give me a one in the comments if you can hear me. All right, we're in effect. We're in business. Good stuff. So today, I'll say it again for the third time. We're talking about why astronauts don't fly airplanes. We're going to be talking about a couple of different things. I'm going to tie it all back together. And hopefully, it makes a lot of sense for you. One of the things that keeps a lot of entrepreneurs stuck in their business, a lot of businesses, period, is this concept that we have when it comes to new and shiny things, right? And so oftentimes we believe that we need something new to be able to move us forward in our business. And maybe there may be things that we're already doing that could work better if we had a different perspective on it. And the reason why we need that perspective is because this perspective that allows us to be more empowered than the other way around. So let me illustrate that, for example. In the Bible, ancient wisdom, it talks about how you don't put old wine in new skins, right? And wine skins back in the day, they didn't have, in ancient times, they didn't have bottles, like glass bottles for the wine. They put the wine into wine skins. And it was essentially a leather skin that was treated on the inside with pitch. Pitch is like what they would use to put together bricks and things like that. But if you lined the skins with it, it would make it waterproof so that they wouldn't leak. Well, what happened is when you put the wine into the skin, as the wine fermented over time, what happened is that the wine would ferment and they would emit this gas. And so as the gas is emitted from the liquid itself, it would cause the wine skins to expand. But over time, as they expanded, they would then become rigid and not able to stretch anymore. And so what would happen is if you poured out the old wine and put new wine into the wine skins, what would happen is that because the wineskin was already hardened, when the new wine would start to emit the gas, to ferment, and to expand, the wineskin no longer could expand. And so what would happen? It would burst. And so under pressure, when you put new information into a rigid environment, it bursts. And so what we often find is that we'll have, we believe that we need more information and more information and more information. There's something new, a new tactic, a new skill, a new strategy. But when we don't have the ability to actually adapt our mindset to be able to expand, what happens is that we crack under the pressure. And so if you want to apply that same analogy to your business, when you start to add new things to your business, but you don't have the actual structure around it to be able to grow, to be flexible, then you are going to crack your business. And so if you find that you're stagnant, but you're trying to put new things on it, actually what you're doing is you're burning it. You're actually slowing it down. You're not able to speed it up and to move it forward. And that is a frustrating process. So sometimes we're trying to figure out why things aren't working, why we haven't been getting enough momentum in our business. And say, well, I'm trying this new thing, it's not working. I tried this new skill, it's not working. I went to this course, I took this course, I got a new coach, I got whatever the case may be, and those things didn't work. And so the real process is that what we have to understand is that we don't want just new information, new technology, new systems. What we really want is the ability to adapt to anything and then be able to apply or implement new skills or new strategies or new tactics as we move along. So give me a one in the comments if this is resonating for you. And then we're going to bring it all home here as well. Actually, this illustration I was reading this morning, if you're in the United States, you know, we've been dealing with this massive winter storm, which has been sweeping across the country. Record cold, record snow, and there's really miserable conditions for a lot of people. And so a lot of flights were canceled. But I was reading a story this morning about Southwest Airlines. They had about 90% of the cancellations. And the reason why that happened was a confluence of events, right? And so the storm happened to hit the hardest in Denver, and I believe it's, I forget the other city, but in Chicago. In Chicago and Denver are where they have their two biggest hubs for the airline. And so because of that, it hit there the hardest. Also, the fact that it's in the middle of winter, so There are, you've got the coronavirus still, you've got people getting sick from the flu, and then you got an RSV outbreak as well. So now you've got a lot of people that are sick, they're around their family members, or people are stranded or stuck. You've got a lot of your staff that's already stretched to the limits, and people in the airline industry have a certain amount of time that they're allowed to work, right? So you can't, like in hospitals, you can work 100 hours a week or more if they need you. But in airlines, there's a safety risk if you work too long. So you're stretched thin with your ability to have staffing because people are sick, right? Add that to the fact that Southwest Airlines, their infrastructure is really still stuck in the 90s. So we're talking about infrastructure that's 30 years old in terms of technology, their phone systems, and their systems for just simply running the airline. Things just haven't been updated. And so they had the perfect storm, if you will, pun intended, that piled all of these elements on top that didn't allow them to be able to handle the weight and the pressure of this event, right? And so if they didn't have the infrastructure, not only technologically, but from a leadership standpoint, to be able to make that adaptation, right? Because in a lot of cases, what we say is, well, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? So what a lot of us don't do is we don't look for ways to be able to expand or to add growth culture or growth mindset to our business, to our systems, the things that we're utilizing. So we kind of get stuck. And we all kind of recognize this, right? We see different parts of our lives or different businesses where things are kind of stuck in the old model. And we're thinking, how do I evolve or go to the new step? How do I get more momentum to be able to grow to the 7, 8, 9 figures or whatever that I want to be able to accomplish in my business? And the fact of the matter is, the first thing that you have to be able to do is to be able to adapt to the situation. So why am I making this illustration that astronauts don't fly airplanes? Well, it's because if you want to think about it, right? Airplanes are one particular type of vehicle. And then you got rockets, right? Right. So the interesting thing about astronauts is that most of them actually start out as fighter pilots, right? A lot of them turn out to be fighter pilots. They know how to fly an airplane, but an airplane is meant to go in this direction, and rockets are meant to go in this direction. And so the forces that are at play and the skill set that is involved is taking this skill set plus this skill set, right? Whereas if you're flying an airplane, this skill set really doesn't help you because the navigation is very different. And so if you want to be able to fly a rocket ship to accomplish and go further in your destination and where you want to go, you need to be able to have a different set of skills. The thing about having those skills is that if you don't have the environment to actually exercise them, you still can't accomplish the same things. So just having the skill to fly a rocket without being in a rocket means that you don't have the capability to accomplish what you want to be able to accomplish. So some people have big goals, big dreams, right? You have big goals that you're setting for your business, and you're wondering why consistently you can't hit them time after time after time, right? So in our Scalosity model, we talk about the 3 pillars: mindset, influence, and leverage. And if that is the case, those 3 pillars, the Scalosity model, is what allows you to build your rocket ship, to take you further and to be able to elevate and to hit those goals that you want to be able to hit. But if you're not, then you are lacking one of the key areas or elements in your business. Any one of them will keep you from being able to elevate to the level that you want to be able to hit. Interesting fact about wineskins too. We talk about pouring old wine into new wineskins, and you can't do that because you can't pour new wine into old wineskins because they'll burst. But the interesting thing about wineskins is that they don't just create new wineskins, right? So you say, well, if I need new wine, I need a new wineskin. What they actually do is they actually clean the old wineskin, and then they set it in oil, soak it in oil so it becomes pliable and flexible again. Now it's ready to stretch, and it can accept new wine. And so what we have to understand is that as we are leaders and founders in our businesses, as we're leading organizations, we need to be able to have the capacity to do one, we need to be able to stretch ourselves, to be repurposed, to be flexible and pliable, but also to create a condition in a culture in our business that allows us to be able to do the same thing. If you can do that, you can allow the new information, the new technology, the new strategies to be able to come in. And it all works together to be able to expand and to grow. So we're talking about wine and wineskins, and we're talking about astronauts and airplanes. But it all comes together to show that if you really want to grow, if you really want to hit a new target, if you really want to reach new levels in your business and in your organization, then you need the capacity to be able to do that. And that requires a growth mindset. That requires not just the ability and the knowledge, but the culture and environment to be able to take you where you want to go. So let me know if that's been valuable for you. Drop a comment below. If you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, let me know what you're discovering from this whole conversation. How are you thinking? What are shifts that you can make in your business to be able to move you forward as well? Let me know if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share this with somebody as well. Laura, I appreciate that. You said it really resonates with you. I'm glad you understand. Miguel, thanks for shopping by as well. Patrice, I appreciate you. Thanks for the help with the audio. And for those of you who are ever joining our whiteboard sessions, let me know what you're discovering from this as well. I am super excited for this year. The new year's on us already. We're doing this at the end of 2022, but we've got a brand new event, More Time, More Money Challenge that's coming up in January. I'd love for you to be a part of that as well. I'll drop the link here so you can join it. It's real simple. The More Time, More Money Challenge.com/warmup. We got a free course that you can take there as well to prep you for everything that you got going on there, how you can create an environment to be able to flex your skills, but also flex your culture and your business, make sure that you're up and ready to go to be able to launch forward, not just in 2023, but beyond that. So at any point you can be able to build the life and the business and the freedom that you deserve. Checking for any more comments or questions. Barring that, I hope that you have an amazing, amazing week, that you're accomplishing everything that you need to. And if you ever need support in what you're doing, reach out to me, drop a comment below or send me a message to let me know how we might be able to support you in what you're doing in your business to continue to help you to grow and elevate. That being said, my name is Frederick Douglass Bussey. It's been good talking to you. As always, ever forward.